If you're dealing with fatigue, hair loss, or other Hashimoto's related symptoms, or really any other autoimmune conditions or symptoms in general, then the truth is you need to stop thinking that your body is attacking you. The fact is, you don't need to be on thyroid hormone replacement meds for the rest of your life. And you don't need to be tested for mold toxicity, heavy metals, food sensitivities, or parasites. And you don't need to keep playing the guessing games of trendy diets and supplements. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise simply does not understand how chronic mystery health issues work. Because if you follow me on Instagram for any amount of time, you know that I've been able to help my private clients reverse their chronic mystery health conditions even when everything else has failed, and we're doing it at a root cause level. So first off, let's debunk a bunch of the reasons that these health gurus and influencers, who, by the way, don't really seem to have a clue what they're talking about, try to give you. Because the fact of the matter is, all you need to do is understand your root cause, which we'll go over at some point in this video, and then work backwards from there. But before we get going, I'm going to ask for just one favor. Go ahead and like this video and hit that subscribe button so the YouTube algorithm can push this video to more people who are looking for real answers for their autoimmune conditions. And also, you'll get notified when more videos like this come out. Number 2, why foods themselves are not a root cause of Hashimoto's or any other thyroid condition. Number 3, why gut issues do not cause Hashimoto's. Number 4, why stress is not a root cause, but it definitely can make your symptoms worse. Number 5, why women suffer more than men with Hashimoto's and other health conditions. Number 6, why Hashimoto's is never genetic. And number 7, why no trendy diet can ever heal your Hashimoto. If you've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, all that means, all you should hear when you hear that, is that you have a certain strain of the Epstein-Barr virus that's in what's known as stage 3. And what you're about to hear now is really going to open your eyes and have you thinking about this in a totally different and useful way. In stage 3, Epstein-Barr virus burrows into and starts to attack your thyroid gland. This stimulates your immune system to do its job, to do what it's designed to do. It's designed to protect you from pathogens like the Epstein-Barr. So when your doctor came back and said, oh, look at here, we have antibodies to your thyroid. Those are not antibodies to your thyroid. Those are antibodies to the Epstein-Barr virus. Your immune system does not get confused. It cannot attack you. It does not work that way. Think about it. Why on earth would your immune system attack you? Doesn't that seem fishy to you? So having Epstein-Barr in the thyroid, attacking the thyroid, it does throw off your thyroid hormones, and that's what you will see on your labs when your TSH is out of range. But that itself, those thyroid hormones being out of whack, that is not the cause of your symptoms. What happens is your body can call on other glands like your adrenal glands, which also produce hormones, to make similar hormones to make up for the imbalances in your thyroid hormones. And by the way, those thyroid hormone replacement drugs do absolutely nothing to heal your thyroid. All they're doing is making your blood tests, your thyroid hormones, they make them look more normal on blood work. That's it. Think of it. How much have you truly improved since you've been on thyroid meds? Exactly. Case closed. Now let's talk about how stress can make your EBV symptoms stronger. So when you're stressed, we go into what's called fight or flight mode, right? We're all familiar with that. When that happens, your adrenal glands, again, they're involved here, they release a stress hormone, adrenaline. And the type of adrenaline released in response to stress is very corrosive. It's toxic, and it will actually bring down or weaken your immune system. And Epstein-Barr is an opportunistic virus, so it can sense, it can tell when the immune system's not at peak, and it will take advantage of that, and it will flare up, and you'll feel that as more symptoms. Or maybe you were diagnosed with Hashimoto's right after you gave birth, or your symptoms always worsen during your cycle. Here's where it's harder. Here's one of the reasons why it's harder dealing with this when you're a female, because twice a month during your cycle, your immune system lowers because it's focused on protecting your reproductive system. And again, that will cause EBV. It will give it a chance to flare up, and you'll get worse symptoms. When you're giving birth, your immune system is actually focused on protecting the child, plus there is a lot of adrenaline that gets produced and used during the birth giving process, and again, that will weaken the immune system. So the key is killing off enough Epstein-Barr virus so there's not anything left to flare up when your immune system is not at peak. So the typical symptoms that get blamed on Hashimoto's, like brain fog, fatigue, hair loss, gut issues, sleep issues, those are actually caused directly by the Epstein-Barr virus. Because by the time Epstein-Barr virus has hit stage 3, that means it's also been in your liver, in your spleen, in your reproductive organs, and it might also be in your nervous system. So this is where most people get lost. They want to do one set of protocols for their insomnia, and another for brain fog, and another for gut health. And you end up playing a game of whack-a-mole where you're just chasing all these different symptoms because you're looking at them all separately as their own unique issues, right? But really, to get the results that you really want, all you have to do is you have to learn how to get really good at addressing Epstein-Barr virus, understanding how it works, how you can use foods, herbs, and supplements to weaken it and kill it off. And once you do that, you'll see all these symptoms that you're dealing with just fall to the side because you're attacking it at the actual root cause. Otherwise, we all know exactly what happens. I went through this myself. You start off with traditional medicine. They clearly don't have any answers for these chronic mystery health conditions. So you get your hopes up with functional medicine because they have all these, very fancy looking tests, and surely that's going to show you exactly what's wrong. Right? So you get a new test, you get the results, they kind of make sense, but not really, but you already did the test, so you tell yourself, I'm going to commit to the diet and the supplements that go along with these test finds, right? I'm just going to go with that. Next thing you know, 6 months later, you're not healed. And it's a never-ending cycle, very painful cycle that people do get stuck in for years on end. Thankfully, there is a much, much better way. And if you're asking yourself, but it worked for my friend Mary, this is about you. And if that stuff worked for you, I'm guessing you probably would not be watching this video, correct? We all have a different, unique combination of pathogens like Epstein-Barr virus and toxins like heavy metals that make us all very unique. So what seems to work for one person is not going to work for another. When we're talking about human health, there is no one size fits all. There's no cookie cutter approach. That's what they're not telling you. The protocols that I work with have been proven in the real world for decades when people have failed with everything else. This has given people their lives back. And there's a framework that has not changed over the decades. The framework has remained the same, which is truly amazing in a time where opinions shift constantly when it comes to health. And it's not about being vegan or keto or plant-based or carnivore. None of those diet belief systems are ever going to solve your health issues. What's going to solve it is understanding your root cause, learning as much as you can about how that root cause behaves in the body and how to kill it off. That's how you hit your goals. Think about it like this. If you were walking along and you happened to step on a shard of glass, but you didn't know you stepped on a shard of glass. You just knew that your foot was painful, it was red, it was swollen, it hurt every time that you took a step. There's lots of ways that you could treat the effects of that shard of glass, right? You could take medication so you don't really feel the pain. You could rub some magic healing oil over that area. You could go on a vegan diet to lower the inflammation, or you could buy like customized shoes that had more support so it hurt less when you walked. But knowing what you know, you're sitting here saying to yourself, okay, that's fine, but why wouldn't you just go remove the shard of glass so your foot can heal up? And then you don't need to do any of that other stuff. That's exactly what we're doing with Epstein-Barr. We're killing it off so your thyroid can heal itself naturally. And this works even if you were told or you believe that your Hashimoto's is genetic because your grandma had it, your mom has it, your aunt has it, because just like your immune system can't be faulty, your genes are not faulty either. What happens is Epstein-Barr virus does get passed down parent to child, so you will see common conditions throughout family lines, but it's not genetic. It's not that your genes are faulty, and that's great news because when you believe something is genetic, you're a victim, right? But the truth is you're not a victim. You have total control over your health. So now if you want one-on-one help healing your thyroid issue, I'll devise a food plan and a lifestyle plan that not only addresses the root cause of Epstein-Barr, but also tastes good to you so that this is a sustainable system and you can maintain these results as long as you want. You'll also have access to me on WhatsApp for support in between the one-on-one sessions. My client Selena struggled with heart palpitations, bloating, constipation, and nail fungus. She was on Hashimoto's medications for years and years. She was able to come off of them after just 6 weeks on the program. And this was after working with other natural doctors, doing parasite cleanses and anti-inflammatory diets that did not work. My client Rachel suffered with heart palpitations, night sweats, anxiety, and hair loss. And after just 2 months in the program, she has reversed virtually all of her symptoms. My client Dorte struggled with chronic fatigue syndrome for 20 years to the point where she could no longer work. Now she sleeps 7 to 8 hours a night and wakes up with energy, feeling more present and more like herself. If you click the link in the description to schedule a call, you'll also see a lot more testimonials from some of my other clients. If you have questions about the one-on-one coaching, send me a DM on Instagram and I'll get back to you. Talk soon.